Hey guys, this is Dad from dadsRfunny, and I wanted to try something a little bit different tonight and supply you guys with a little info on a server that I've been visiting. Been there a couple of times. And the server is called Ratville. It's based in the Netherlands, a Minecraft server run by a fellow by the name of Hippylolz, who is one of our subscribers, and another person on the site is Maxworious. And if you'll remember, Max won the episode 13 I Spy contest, which was held, about a week ago, or a little over a week ago, where he properly identified the strange event that occurred around the first minute or so, I think timestamp 103, in episode 13. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of just laying over dubbing over an audio track from a session that I had, where I'm introducing myself to Hippylolz and Max. Already talked to Max via YouTube through comments and messages. And we're kind of just taking a quick tour, as you can see here, of their server. Now again, the server is located in the Netherlands, but I'm here in the United States and I had no trouble with lag. In a related comment or related suggestion, one of the things I asked viewers was to supply IPs of servers that are, stable, fixed IP, populated with lots of folks. And so this particular case, this particular server kind of meets all those criteria. This is the kind of place, that we wanted to visit. And in particular, you can see here the large building that I'm impressed with. I thought it looked like maybe the German Parliament building from the 30s, but which I believe someone built on a separate video in Minecraft, needless to say. But instead, this is an opera, which I was very impressed with. They seem to be a little surprised. I'm very impressed. I think you can see there it's pretty massive. And basically what we're doing is just taking a quick tour. This is the second time I actually entered the server. I was on once before, but no one was on, and I was kind of stuck in what I called Guestville. I don't even know if that's the official name, but it's kind of a protected spawn zone that's surrounded by bedrock, and you're kind of stuck in there until till someone comes along and picks you up and puts you in the server proper. So we're basically taking a tour, and I'm introducing myself here. There you can see Hippylolz. He's got quite a skin there. That's pretty electric looking there. And also, Max makes an appearance as well, and he was kind enough to take me in his little zone at Ratville, and I was able to build a small plot there, and we're kind of doing some introductions here. I hope you guys like this kind of video. I haven't done this before. We haven't done it before, and this was I love how Max asks if I've ever played on a server. I'm assuming you've played on other SMP servers, correct? He says, which is true. Yes, we have. We've done that before. And in this case, we got to see quite a few things, and I'm going to give you kind of the tour here. I think if you guys want to visit, both Hippy and Max would be glad to have you. Their information, along with a couple of other servers I've talked to folks about, is on our website at dadsRfunny.com. Now, rather than put IPs and ports and stuff and speak them over the internets, I've decided to just put that on the website so I can update it later. Who knows if things change? Administrators, IPs, you name it, could change. So I put that on the website, and the other reason I made this video is I wanted to let everyone know who's a subscriber that we're glad to visit other servers as well. I love this layout here. This really does remind me, if you think about, like the Netherlands and kind of a quaint, interesting layout with lots of little buildings. And it just, I don't know. I really did I was thinking European when I saw this, so I don't know what you guys think. But nice buildings, nice large pieces of architecture like this mega opera here. And we're going to see some pixel art, which Hippy's talking about here. And so I kind of follow him. You can see him there heading down the avenue. And wow, look at this. There's a giant, sort of like an Arc de Triomphe kind of scenario coming up. And a huge arc And you can see it here. It's really neat. There's a fountain, like a plaza. Love that. And I'm just kind of chit-chatting back and forth with these guys about what's going on. And I call this the Arc de Minecraft, which was kind of I guess a lame joke. But Me Gusta is right behind the Arc, along with Hello Kitty and Nyan Cat. And am I pronouncing that correctly, by the way, studio audience? Hello, studio audience. Missy! Is it Nyan Cat?
I think so.
No, you're not too sure. Okay, that's fine. So, in any event, there's the cat, there's Hello Kitty, there's Me Gusta, and there's this awesome arc that we're traveling through. Really love it. I guess the M over here on the right is for Max. That might be his own little monument to himself. But one of the things, again, I wanted to mention is if you guys have servers, you want to have us visit, this video kind of gives you the idea of what we're looking for. We'd really like servers that have, I would say, larger communities and basically, structures, things that are more established. New servers are great, but it doesn't make for compelling video if there's nothing to film. So, right now, we've only visited this one kind of on an official basis, but we'd love to take a tour of other servers that are similar to this, and we're definitely going to be back and visiting more on Ratville. I really liked how Ratville was set up. You're going to see here in a few minutes a little bit more of the layout. Right now we're taking a tour of the pixel art, and at this point I think the pixel art tour is about to be over, and they're asking if I'd like to see Max's city, which sounded like a awesome idea to me, so that's where we're going to go. And here I'm kind of a bum, as usual, asking Max if he could put me up in his city, because I figure I don't have anywhere to go here, since I'm kind of new and a stranger. And both Max and Hippie were awesome guests, or I should say hosts, and it was really awesome to get to take a tour of all this detailed kind of urban, well, I don't want to say urban, it was very villagey and nice with the, they got the shrubs going on here, and a lot of wood structures. There's Max. You can see his gold and white kind of skin thing going on. And then there's Hippie with the electric neon looking freaky skin, which I think is kind of cool. And I'm telling Max here it's nice to meet him in MCRL, which I guess, I don't know if that's an official abbreviation, but kind of like Minecraft real life. But Guestville is where I started, and then, as I mentioned before, and then we wound up here, and that's kind of the two zones that we visit. And then at the end we're going to get another little surprise, which I'll save for later. So you can see here the setup is kind of nice. We've got some plots, some individual homesteads, if you will, that people can purchase. They're using Bucket on this server, and so they've got a monetary system set up, a way to buy and sell items, and you can see here this is Max's city with the bridge that goes across the little flowing river. And I just hope nobody accidentally clicks on their lighter here, because a lot of wood floating around would not look pretty. And basically I'm just kind of floating around here and looking around, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. He's got some sandstone going on. We've got some wood, but also some stone and cobblestone, I should say, even mossy cobblestone towers. And there's a few pumpkins there in the distance. And Undertown, which is one of the areas that we're about to go to. We're going to go to Pier or Pure. I'm not really sure how to say that. I hope I'm not butchering something in Dutch. But we basically head down to the sewers here, which I guess is or tunnels, which is a good place to live in, perhaps, if you're a rat, which would be appropriate for Ratville. And we're heading through some branches and kind of wandering around down here, but we're basically going to take a quick route to get to this other little town, which is pretty cool. And then things take kind of a little turn for the, well, I don't want to say worse, but things get a little bit mysterious. I'm lost. And you've seen the show, that's not too hard to do. But I figure out where I'm going thanks to the signage. There's a lot of signs down here in the sewers, which is nice, or the tunnels, I should say. Hopefully they're not sewers. And I got a nice zone message here. Welcome to PYR, Pier. And this is a new expansion, according to Max. So I was kind of excited to see that as well. A lot of glowstone floating around, some torches. And you can see some city walls over here. One thing that's kind of interesting about the server is there's a very well-defined, pretty well-populated, very large city with some gardens and things, lakes, if you will, ponds. You can see all that here. It's really, really nice. Do a little fishing. And then we've got some art made by Pagan, one of the other folks on the server. I don't think we meet Pagan in this particular video, but he's got an air whale, and that is coming up momentarily. So there's a few extra things we can see here. And one of the things that I think is important is kind of like interacting. You can see the whale there in the distance. Interacting with subscribers, viewers, especially what I like to call now, and I forget who coined this term, the comment crew. We have a lot of people who make the bulk of the comments on the episodes and really provide suggestions and lots of other handy tips, instructions, suggestions, ideas for plot developments for the show, maybe suggestions on just how to play better. Some people, obviously concerned with efficiency, tell us, hey, you could do this, this, and this, and then sometimes we're like, oh, that's a great idea, and then sometimes we're like, oh, we already know, but we're just kind of trying to be funny. So we kind of break all that out and respond, as we can. And some of the comments revolve around servers, and we've certainly been impressed by this server. I've got about 3 videos, I think, 3 or 4 total videos worth of footage for this server, and they're a little bit different each one, so I'm tempted to make those into additional videos along the same lines, kind of an adventure in Ratville. And you can see here that the city itself is quite large, and Max and Hippie are going to show me a few more things here in a moment. You can see up here there's more ranches, and there's a nice shot of the air whale, which I think looked great. And I believe, again, that was made by Pagan. Also, the ranch plots you can see here, some of them are kind of large. You'll have to talk, if you're interested in visiting the server, you'll have to talk a little bit more with Max or Hippie about how the whole structure goes. I think, basically, there's obviously items you can sell from your hand and inventory that you can make money for in order to buy land or other items. There's kind of a general store. And again, I said they previously that they run Bucket as their kind of admin wrapper, if you will. And here I use the term ad hoc, which I hope I didn't confuse Hippylolz with a weird American/French term. But anyway, you can see the text going back and forth there. And we're going back through the park here. Kind of nice. I like the stone and cobblestone combos there. That's kind of neat for the paths to give it a little bit of... oh, there's another nice... Look at that. There's a nice ranch with a wall as part of the boundary. So that's cool. And you can see the whale there again. Nice shot of the whale. And as I said, the whale is freaking awesome. It's pretty cool. And I think at this point, really what we're going to do is visit a little bit more around the perimeter of the city, which I wanted to show you guys as well. You can see that I believe that's Hippie flying up to the whale. And in a moment, we're going to get a closer look. As you can see, he says, "Don't move." And then I say, "Ha, I won't." So I'm frozen there, and then ba-bam. So we're now on a platform above the city. You can see the shadow of the air whale. And there's Max floating through the sky trying to catch up. And we've got some nice shots of the town. And you can see there that, again, it's quite large. There's some stuff in the distance that I've got fog maxed out. I've got some pretty good amount of RAM going on this machine. So I thought, well, I'll just max it out and try to take in everything. So you've got the epic air whale. Beautiful shot there. Love that. Floating in the sky. And then down below, you can see on the other side of the town, there's something that looks a little more medievalish or kind of like not as modern. And that is the beginning of a fort, or what I'm calling a fort. And Max tells me that Pagan, who is, again, one of the big builders there, he's starting another town right nearby. So this was filmed a couple of weeks ago, so there could be a few changes if you go by and visit. And like I said, the information on the server is on our website at dadsRfunny.com. We've got IP, port, we've got info, that it's hosted in the Netherlands. We've got their website link. And I can put that in annotations on the video, but I didn't want to throw all that in the actual video itself because I know sometimes those things can change, and I didn't want to post something that might be inaccurate, a month or 6 months down the road. So here you go. We've got a nice distance shot here of the whole city, and now, of course, we're on this tiny glass platform, and unlike the ops here, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to fall because that looks like a long way down. And you can see there Hippie saying, let's get down. Let's get down. So before we do that, I ask him to back up because we kind of get a nice still shot potential here. I'm trying to square him up for a nice camera shot. And then he says, oh, the glass will move if I move, which I think is kind of freaky. It must be one of those bucket mods or whatever. And so you can see there I'm a little concerned. So they're building some wood, some dirt for me to stand on. So now I'm safe, and they're now able to move without me falling to my death. And so then what I do is I have them kind of just set up for a picture, and what a great shot there. You can see the wood in the distance. There's a wood section in the distance there. There's a large-looking building on the left, and some stuff way up in the upper right. And look at that nice picture. Ding. Yeah, that'd be a good snap right there. So we'll probably use that as a thumbnail. I think I'll take a shot of that for this video. But at this point, we kind of transition out, and we're almost done. But I just really love the server. I wanted to share this with you guys. And as I said, nice town, Ratville. Nice server, Ratville. And you can see there's a new town coming up, so who knows what they'll do with that. And the air whale, you don't want to forget that. But we continue on. I'm going to stop the video now. There's again another part where we do a little bit more exploration, and also I get a plot. So I have a tiny little plot which is totally awesome, and they were kind enough to give me a plot so I could kind of build a house and set up for maybe another adventure. And so we'll see that in part 2. If you guys like this video, we'll just keep cranking. I've got more footage. And if you like it, we'll continue with, I guess, what I'm going to call Adventures in Ratville Part 1 today. And we'll maybe have a Part 2 or a Part 3. And I've got a couple ideas of where to take it, so we could expand a little bit further. It's a fun place, and Hippie and Max are both awesome. Didn't get to meet a whole lot of other folks on the server when I was here this first time, but I'm sure everyone else is awesome too. You can see that they really care about what they're building, and that's kind of like, I guess, what Minecraft's all about. But at this point, I think I'll sign off and say thanks again to Max and Hippie for being great hosts. Bye, Max. Bye, Hippie. See you soon.